But I had a mailbag today and I got one of these. So here's the power supply from my new Amiga that I've bought. It's very much lighter compared to a Commodore 64 power supply, and I wasn't going to plug this in first until I'd checked everything. When I turn this on, it makes a weird sort of clicking sound, but I'm going to risk it because I've read a lot of people who are still using the same original Amiga power supply, so I'm just gonna trust it. So here we go. Sorry about the strange viewing angle. Normally you're viewing straight down like that, but this is what I see. Let's turn on my monitor. Wait for that to warm up. Might need to just use, oh no, there you go, there's my remote. So that's on AV. Let's see what happens. Oh, there you go. Excellent. I can hear the hard drive running, and then that doesn't look bad. Oh right, okay. So we've got hard drive, and we've got well, two hard drives. The floppy drive is clicking, which is annoying. We've got a decent screen. I'm only connected via I'm only connected via the composite signal at the moment, and I've ordered a SCART cable so that I can do the proper RGB into this, and I've got an upscaler as well. So let's try the mouse. So this is the mouse that this is the mouse that I got with it. I'm quite pleased about this because this arrived untested and it appears to be working. It doesn't smell of fish, so the capacitors haven't gone, although I have bought a capacitor recap set for this and I will recap it. But I think if I remember correctly, this goes in joystick port or mouse port 1. Alright, so alright, so it looks like the mouse isn't working. Oh, alright, so the mouse is working, but the looks like the left and right. Alright, so I can't use the mouse, but the buttons work, but the thing doesn't. Now, how did you? There was a way to use the mouse, seem to remember. So I'm trying the keys. What was the way that? No. Oh, right, Amiga key. Right. I've just noticed compared to the Commodore 64, this is much more of a PC keyboard, really. Much more of a modern keyboard. These keys all feel the same, well, look the same orientation. But look, alright, so go to RAM disk. What's the click? What's the mouse button? Oh, alright, so it's, oh, what did it? Oh, right, okay, so if you hold down the Amiga and the Alt, that does the click. And I wonder if, no, so that's a RAM disk. Now, was this to turn it off? Did I do that? I just want to try something because that right button worked. Did the left button work? Yes, alright, so my mouse button works there, but it's easier if I use this Amiga and Alt to do the click. So let's, what have we got? So it was click, click. Hey. Alright, so what's that bit that says monitors? So preferences, utilities, I can't remember. I mean, wow, it's been so long since I've used an Amiga. It must be 20 years, more than 20 years. It's quite usable with the keyboard. Right, nothing in monitors. fact, if you just keep your finger down on the Amiga key, it's almost as if you're using a mouse. It's a little bit slower. Oops. Well, a lot slower, to be honest. Right, so that was disk 0, hard disk 0. What's on hard disk 1? Oh, lots of things. Well, cool. Lotto, Atlantis, AR321. I don't know what any of these are. I can't remember. Page setter. Sounds like a DTP thing. Seems to remember. Well, it's got the word paid in it. Cruise for a Corpse. That sounds familiar. Looks like there's games on this. Looks like there's not any personal files, but that's good because you don't really want to see other people's files on there. What's in that? Page setter. I suppose the new animal Christmas gift voucher. Yeah, I'm wondering about like data on these programs or whatever, but they're not many these are work programs as opposed to games. I mean, Steel Sky looks like a game. Page stream. What's page stream? Page stream 2. Right, I'm going to try and run one of these and see what it does. Whoops. Must be a word. I think that's a word processor. Documents. No documents. And the person who sold this has done quite a good job though of cleaning it up. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not trying to look at their stuff. It's just interesting to see how it's been used, and also if there is any dodgy stuff on it, I'd rather remove it if there's any stuff that belongs to anyone else. Right, I'm going to go for that thing that says Atlantis. What's going on down here? Atlantis. Indie. Oh, indie. That looks like Indiana Jones. I'd forgotten. I mean, the Amiga graphics were incredible, and yet I've forgotten how bad they were. But I suppose compared to, I mean, this is what mode this is running in. It's probably running in the rubbish mode anyway. I'm running it through this monitor, through composite, so I could improve that anyway. There's some ghosting down the sides here that is coming from it, and it might be that if I recap this I'd get a better picture as well. So lots of things. It's just a lack of colours. I've just forgotten what it was like. Is this running? Yeah. Oh, doing something. So I'm quite excited about this. So it looks like my Amiga purchase was very good. It's not like my Commodore 64 purchases. I mean, I paid about twice the amount that I paid for the Commodore 64 for my Amiga, but the fact that it's got a hard drive in, which is something I never had with my original Amiga. I always had an Amiga 500, and they were a bit too big for the space I've got in my cave. So I was looking at this because, as I showed at the start of this, or in my previous video, I think this is very much similar to the 64 C case that I've got, apart from it's much more heavier. I mean, there's metal inside it, there's the hard drive, or it's only a little hard drive, there's the floppy drive as well, so much more active components, mechanical components inside. But yeah, wow, LucasArts. So I've not at the moment, because of the monitor I've got, because of the cable that I'm using, because I haven't got the right cable yet, the picture isn't fantastic, and I've got no sound. I could plug the sound in and fine, but there doesn't seem to be anything up with this Amiga, so I'm really happy with that. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I've got recapping to do on it. I mean, at least it's working now, so when I recap it, it should last a bit longer. I might do a video of the recapping, I might not. I might just do that quietly on my own. But yeah, here is my Retro A600, something I never had, always wanted. Quite compact, quite nice, and works with my new, works with one of my converted laptop screens. So well happy with that. Oh, if only the mouse worked. Oh, the mouse still works, right. Hey, I can't wait. I mean, that definitely looks like indie. The graphics look a little bit better. But yeah, I might even do a live stream of this. If I can get control of the somehow record the output of this, might have a go at playing it, see what I have to do. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this introduction to my new purchase of an A600.